Hey everybody, hope your day is going well so far. I figured since I told two stories out of the great state of Michigan, I'll go ahead and tell another story out of the great state of South Carolina. Um, this one's more of a localized story about the Monkey Man, the legend of the Monkey Man that's around the little area where I currently live. Um, the stories about the Monkey Man, general consensus is they go back to the 1940s. Some people say as far back as the 1930s, but majority of people are saying the 1940s. The stories really started to take off in the 1950s and 60s. Now, that may have been because of the Bigfoot craze, that was happening out in Northern California when Jerry Crew found his giant footprints and the term Bigfoot was coined by the Humboldt Times. And just a few years prior to that, you had Eric Shipton finding the alleged Yeti prints in the Himalayas. So, at that point in the 1950s and 60s, particularly in the 60s, Bigfoot mania had kind of struck. So it's possible that caused the spreading of the stories throughout the 60s. But throughout the 40s and 50s, not so much. And while it predates that, it also predates the movie The Legend of Boggy Creek. And that's important because one of the stories about the Monkey Man is that when people would show up at the location where the bulk of the sightings happened, people would show up there to go hunting and run their hounds. Either run their hounds for deer hunting, run their hounds for raccoon hunting. The hounds refused to get out of the truck. And that's also a scene in The Legend of Boggy Creek. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. When they show up to hunt the Falk monster, and the dogs won't even go into the woods to hunt. That was happening here 15, 20 years before The Legend of Boggy Creek came out. So it's not like the people had saw that movie and then said, hey, I'm going to make up a story similar to that. The stories were circulating before that. So people were seeing this thing. A 6 to 7 foot tall, bipedal, reddish brown creature. And the thing was never threatening, according to the stories I've heard. It didn't try to intimidate people. They would see it walk through. They would see it walk away from them when they were in the woods. People would see it on their property. But it never intimidated anybody. It kind of kept to itself. I haven't heard stories about weird howls in the night. I'm assuming people heard those. They still hear them today because, stories of the Monkey Man continue today. There's still sightings of these things. Now, where the original sightings happened was behind an old factory. Now, at the time when the stories would have started, that factory wasn't there. It was all woods from what was at the time a dirt road all the way to the river, which is a good 3/4 to a mile from the road. They built the factory. The factory has since been operated in for years and shut down. But even when that factory was there, the sightings would happen. The bulk of them would happen behind that old factory. And people would see it when they were hunting, fishing on the river, camping out on the river, just hanging out. There's a sandbar not too far from there, and that's where people would see these things. And like I said, obviously there's a population of them because the story still persists to today. But it all started back in the 1940s, pre-Bigfoot terminology, pre-Eric Shipton, pre-Legend of Boggy Creek. So that kind of tells me that there's something there. People were in fact seeing something that was out of the ordinary, and be it a booger or monkey man, they were seeing these things and they were telling people about it. And enough to where the story started to spread into other communities And these people were saying, I seen that too. So that's a quick little rundown of the Monkey Man. We're planning an investigation in the area where the original sightings happened. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. It's just a short drive for me, but we're going to get out there, make some videos. I don't know if we'll be able to go live from there or not, but we're definitely going to make some videos from there. People still claim to see that thing in there to this day. So I doubt it's the same one all these years later. So hopefully we'll have more luck than we had on our little camping excursion. Anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate everybody and all the support we've had. And I look forward to many more videos and a lot more time together. Thanks for watching.